Hi everyone, it's Karen. I'm just coming back to show my second design team project for AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy, and I will have the links to her Etsy store and her Facebook group in the description box below, and I also will have a list of the designers that are currently working for her, and so you can go over and see the beautiful projects that they are making with the lovely laces and trims and medals and charms and book pages, and just to name a few of the things that she carries in her Etsy store. What I made was a lace book. She measures, she's about 6 inches, the actual book size, 6 inches by about 6 by 6.5, 7, and then with the extra dangles on, you can add about 5 or 6 inches of dangles on the bottom, and there is about a 2 inch or 1.5 to 2 inch ruffle trim on the side here as well. It has a spine of about 1 inch, and she's 4 pages in total, and the images are all of angels. There are images on all the pages except the back page. I've also made angels, some of my own angels that I like to make. I think there's a total of 7 in the book, and I'll show you them as we go through. They're all much different sizing, but I've made this large one. I have used an applique that was from a wedding dress. It had no beading on it at all. I've added all the hand set little pearls, and just for fun I decided to count them on this particular item, and the angel has 58 hand set pearls on her dress and on the doily behind this trim on her wings. This polka dot trim is from AngeldreamCraftsKim, and it's on the edges of every page. Just a really pretty trim. It has a stitching on the edge and plus these little polka dots in it, and it's very pretty, and I've used that to make the wings on this angel. Added, for a little bit more strength, added a bit of doily from behind. That particular doily is from my stash, and I've added in a little bit of some feathers as well at the very back. Now I have pinned her on the book so that she could be removed if someone wanted to, and the underneath her is finished as well with, this is a lace from Kim's shop, and I have cut it up into the individual roses and individual little rosebuds and leaves to sort of frame the bottom of this picture here. So it is finished with, if someone wanted to take the angel off. The book itself is made from a doily that Kim sent me in my design team package. I looked at it and thought it would make the perfect cover and pages for this album. It has beautiful crochet work on it, and then it also has embroidery on it as well, and so that peeks out all throughout the album. I tried to not cover it all up. So that's the base for the pages, and then at the top of this page is this is also from Kim's shop. It's a lovely flat lace. It's about 1 inch, 1.5 inches wide, and it has a really pretty little edge on it, and it looks really lacy and pretty. So I added that all along the top. You can see it quite well on the back here because it doesn't have anything covering it too much. Very pretty. This is just an embroidered netted lace that I had in my stash. Just other netted laces in the book that are from Kim's shop, and she that's something she does carry quite regularly in the shop, is the netted laces. And the one thing I love about them is you can cut them up into smaller pieces, which is what I have done with this one. This is from my stash, this lace here on the trim, or this lace here on the edge of the book with some hand set pearls. This beautiful lace at the bottom is from Kim's shop. This is the rose, I think it's Rose Venice dangle lace, and it is a beautiful lace. I have added the flat back pearls in, but it's a beautiful lace to start out with, and it's really easy to apply either bling or pearls to even make it stand out more. Every page in this book has at least 3 dangles per page. So in this one, I wanted there to be a bit of hint of pink, because there's a bit of pink in the flowers and there's a bit of pink in all the images. So behind here is just a flat lace that I gathered from my stash, and then this was a bit of a lace that I had in my stash as well that had the pink tones, so I used that. And then I also used the edge of a large doily, and I applied that around the whole book on the outside edge, so it gives it quite a lacy bottom skirt kind of on this book. So you get this lovely effect happening, and you get sort of this lacy piece hanging out the bottom. The spine of the book I used Kim's again. This is the same that's on the front here, but these ones I cut individually, the roses, and on the side I left it intact as a trim, and I trimmed up the spine with the roses, and they have little rose buds and leaves. It's a beautiful lace, and I added the little flat back pearls. She does close very nicely on her own. She has all that lush, beautiful, ruffled polka dot trim all on the edge of the pages, but she does actually lay quite nicely without any kind of closure. These are the first 2 pages in the book. I've added a lot of flat back embellishments throughout the book, so you will see little bits of sparkle everywhere where those have been added. Again, another one of the angel images with the pink roses, and these 2 angels I've stickled in their wings and along the edges of their garments, and they've got little halos on their head. This one I used a bit of a doily around the edge. I cut out the middle of the doily and used the outer edge as to frame the image. This was a trim that Kim had in her store. This is one she has had, and similar to what she gets in and similar to what she will be getting in again. So her laces do sell out quickly, so if you like something, you kind of have to be checking, and that's another reason to join the Facebook group, because she does post in the Facebook group when she is adding new things to the store. So also on this page I've added in some of my crocheted, these are all my own crocheted doilies and little flowers that I've added, flat back pearls on those. This is one of the little angels I've created. And then the dangles on this page, this dangle is from Kim's shop. This is a beautiful, and again, I don't know what's left in the store. I can look one day and the next day it's gone. So, you know, these are examples of things that she carries, and hopefully we'll get back if they're not there now. But this is from her store. This beautiful lace here with this lovely little dangle on it, and I added a little bit of a pink bling and a flat back pearl on the ends of those, just to bring a little bit of pink down in this page. And then this is a flat lace from my stash with some bling on it, and this is the back of that doily that surrounds the entire bottom of the book. It's quite a long piece. It was a really large doily, and I cut it up. Oh, and this is a piece of a doily too, this piece here. So they give a nice backdrop for these lovely delicate little dangles to rest on. This is my gold page. This cream trim that kind of looks a bit like tatting was also in Kim's store. I know it's not in the store any longer, but again, examples of the beautiful laces and trims that she does carry and is always trying to get back in. This, again, each of the pages, as I mentioned, have the angel images. Each of the angel images is printed on a beautiful soft cloth fabric, and then they are backed with a piece of felt and then edged with a trim. This is a trim from the top of, trying to think which lace that was that had that little top on it. One of the ones from Kim's shop. I think it's this one actually, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, I've cut it off of here. So this trim had this on the top, and I cut it off to use it as a trim to put around the edge of this image. This is the part of the beautiful applique that was in her shop with these beautiful creamy gold roses, and then it had this beautiful applique of leaves and sparkly gold thread through it. And I used some of it on my wall hanging that was my first DT project. And if you haven't seen that, I will link it in the description box below if you want to go and have a look at that one. And then I kept the rest of it to use in my book. So I've cut it up, you know, each little piece of this was all joined together, and I cut them all separately and applied them in different ways to accent. You know, there's even a little piece that's going down the side here. So I wanted to add them to make up that page. Flowers on every page too, and they're all handmade flowers. This one is a layer of one of my crochet doilies, some folded gold, flat gold and cream colored lace, and then I've used some gold thread that I have just wound up and then added that. And then the center of this are the little cream roses that Kim had in the shop, and they had the little green leaves on them, but I took the green leaves off and then made a circle with them. They're quite tiny, but they look really pretty all done, put together. And then I added a gold pearl in the center of that. Top of this page, I should mention first, is that flat white lace with that beautiful edging on it that I really like. And so I added that to the top of that page. And then this is the leaf trim at the bottom here. And I have added a few gold flat backs and some pearls on the bottom of there. Here's another little angel that I've made. And then you can just see this page has these leaf dangles. It has another flat lace underneath with some crystals. It has part of a doily with some little white or cream colored flowers on it. And then this is actually, it's hard to tell, but I think this is the start of the back of the next page. I know this one is for sure, this one I'm not sure. So I just add the layers in till everything lies the way that I want to. And of course you can see some of the bling and dangles and that from the next few pages, of course, as you're going through. So there's lots of interest when you're looking at the pages. So let's go to the next two. These two pages have a lot of this lovely rose colored embroidered trim. This is what the trim looks like in the shop if you're looking for it. And it is embroidered on a netting background. And this is all I have left. I've made several projects with it though. I've used every little bit of this, including the edges I've cut separately, and I've used them to frame the image here. So I just fussy cut them out along the edge here and then use them around there. And then the flowers, I've individually cut them out and clustered them in areas around this, on this page around the image. So we'll start with this page. Again, that sort of crocheted trim that was in Kim's shop around the edge of the page. This is the dangle trim that was on the previous page, but more used on the page. This is used as a dangle, and added in some acrylic flat back pearls and little pieces in it that matched. And I used the edging again to just go around, look like a scallop here, and little bits of the flowers to add in between. And then since we're here, yes, this lace was on the bottom of this page, and then there's a bit of doily on that page as well. So something just to give a beautiful backdrop to this pretty lace from Kim's store. And then I added in this applique from my stash and one of the blings from Kim's shop. This is the pearl and bling mixed one. And then I've added little appliques that I have fussy cut out of lace and added those around the edge. And then there's some of the flowers from Kim's flower lace that I've cut up. I'll just show you what that lace looks like, because when I cut it up, it's difficult. I don't have very much left of that one either. But it's like this in the shop. Show you the right side. And as you can see, it's got trailing bits here because I've been chopping that up. And so there's some of those, that are around the edge. And I've added, there's one here too, I've added the pink pearl centers to those. And then the ones that I cut out of the lace fabric, I added some flat back pearls to those as well. Here's another one of my angels that I have made. This one's made with the top wings from a butterfly applique that I tea dyed, and then I used a piece of one of Kim's dangle, one of these from this dangle lace. I've added a little piece of acrylic bling to that. You can see that little piece there, and then these are the dangles hanging down, and I just added some little flat back, I think these are 2mm flat back rhinestones and pearls, and then some on the wings as well. That's the angel on that page. And then because this opens up and it's the center of the book, I did add I made the spine quite defined because I wanted the book to have a definite spine to it. I do find that if there's more of a defined spine, the book closes better. I stitched it first in the fabric, and then I added some felt behind here, and also 2 rows of this pearly bling that I had in my stash. All the pages that sort of look at each other to complement each other. You can see this little angel looks like she's looking over, and these ones are looking this way. So that was a thought out. It wasn't just a happy accident. On this page, there's this beautiful rose trim again that you saw on the front and on the spine of the book. I used that down the side here and across the top of this. This is a little bit of a pocket here that's been created with the trim and the doily. And then I've made this beautiful flower on here with, this is the white trim lace that was on the previous pages that has that lovely sort of lacy top on it. I gathered that up. Then I used 2 of these flowers from the flower trim, and I just cut them open and I spread them out so that I could make the second layer of the flower with those petals, and then a little pink doily and a little prima flower in the center. And then this is also a dangle trim from Kim's store. You can cut them off individually, which again, me being big on the cutting. So this is the trim, and it's a very pretty trim, but I've cut each of these off individually. You can see where they were attached, and I attached them below this flower, and then added little tiny pink and white pearls on that dangle. There's the angel for this page, and is a little acrylic dangle, some of the white Cluny lace from Kim's shop to make her wings with a couple little pearls added on, a pearl bead for her head, a little bead cap for her halo. She's actually attached on with a clip. You could actually detach her. This one over here is attached on with a pin, so they all could be removed if you wanted to. So under the flower here, this trim here was also in Kim's shop. This was an embroidered netting trim. So she always carries some kind of that embroidered netting trim, and again, it's really nice for cutting up. And I still had a little piece of this left from a purchase I had made from her last year or earlier this year, and so I used that on here, and then I fussy cut out pieces from this lace as well to add them on the edge to make it sort of look like a spray of flowers. And I fussy cut out this one, and these 2, and then added in 2 of my little crocheted flowers, and then 2 of the fussy cut flowers from the same netting as this, and made a little spray there. And then underneath that is a doily that makes up the whole pocket, and then under that is some of the leaf trim from AngeldreamCraftsKim, and I added a few little pink pearls down on the bottom of that. There's a lot of detail on each of these pages. I did, just for fun, page 2, which was page 2, this one, I counted the number of pearls on that page as well, and there's 65 hand set either pearls or bling on one page, and they're all individual flat backs that I use, and so it takes some time to apply those, and the same. This page probably has more than that because this angel alone probably has, I don't know, I'm just guessing, probably 20. And then all these little flowers and everything, and the same, all these little ones. These are about 1 millimeter. So they're very tiny. So it takes time. I enjoy all the detail work. It's a lot of fun for me, but it does take time to add all those details. These are the last 2 pages in the book. It was called English Clover Cluny Lace. I think it still might be in the shop. Yeah, English Clover Cluny Lace. So I cut around the little clovers and added those in then onto the edge of the image and laying onto that gathered lace behind it, and then added some little tiny 1 millimeter flat back pearls into the middle of those. They're clovers, but they kind of take on the look of a little bit of a flower, the way that I've done them. Again, more of that beautiful applique. That applique went a really long way. It was a very large applique. I believe it's still in the shop, and I cut up more of it and added it throughout the pages here too. These is sort of a combined gold and pink together on these pages. And this little angel here is on this page. This is a flower from Kim's shop. Use them here. I added some flat gold lace that I just cut into the shape of petals as an overlay over top of the cotton flower. And then this has a bling center. Kim has lots of beautiful bling centers in her shop, but I didn't have one that was gold. So this is actually one that Amy Love sent to me for my birthday. Thank you, Amy. And I used that there. And then this one I made myself. It's just a pink pearl with some bling trim around the edge. Kim now has bling trim like that in her shop. And so it's great to get because it's nice for trimming. You can cut it up individually, or you can use it to make your own bling centers the size you want. This is also cut from this is one piece of that lace. This is the flower at the top and then a dangle from it that I added to the corner with this flower that I made, which has got one of my crochet doilies and then some of that embroidered trim behind for the leaves. This trim was also in Kim's shop. I know it's not there anymore, but I did buy it when she did have it last year. So I used that across the whole page. I added some flat back pearls on the top here and in the middle of the flowers there. This is a piece I had in my stash, but wanted that little hint of pink behind, and then just added some of those little flowers that I cut out from the embroidered trim hanging from there. This is part of a doily, again, that's there on that page. And this one, I added the same, I sort of mirrored the flowers with the crocheted and the flower from Kim's shop and the same center into the corners of these 2 pages. And then added some of the leaf trim as the dangle off of this flower. I just had it trail down the side of the page here. More of the rose trim with some flat back pearls added. The bottom of this page has this dangle again, which is from her shop. This is the angel on this page, and I've just tied it onto one of the little dangles here. My video, something happened to the end of my video, so I'm just adding in the final pictures of the dangles on the bottom of the last page, and then the back page, which you can see is the lovely piece of fabric and that's been cut, and the flower that's added in the center is from that beautiful lace and one of Kim's blings from the store. And just to, as you watch some of the close-ups I've taken, I just want to say thank you, Kim, for allowing me to design for you, and please check out the links in the description box below to Kim's store on Etsy, her Facebook group, and all the designers, and have a look at what they are creating with all the beautiful things from AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy. Thanks for having a look in today, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate all my subscribers. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye for now.